are listening to an Atomic Broadcasting production, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation. And remember, do your part, such as like, comment, rate, and don't forget to tell a friend to tune in for an Atomic Time.
Now, where did we leave off? Ah, yes. At the Kobold village, the party enjoyed a feast in their honor, while the tribe repaired the bridge. As Neros, Val, and Zephyr partied by the fire, Uver and Alward retired to a tent to discuss their worries. But Uver felt a rune itching mysteriously on his shoulder.
See, and that's the thing about the English language that I don't like, is because they're the same thing.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know if they're the same thing or not. We can assume magma is the same as lava, but if it's under the surface, what if the pressure of the surface actually changes the structure or something in the
Isn't that like the same thing as saying the sky can be purple if no one's looking at it?
No.
Because
no,
we
it's
technically
not.
don't know because we can't see it.
It's
and
not a
by people
Schrodinger's
not
cat
observing
situation.
it feels like a Schrodinger's cat situation.
Is this quantum
just
magma?
with extra steps.
On a completely different note, the different colors of my marker smell different.
What?
Like this one smelled like dark green and the other smells
No,
like
I
light
didn't
green.
Like they
you for a
smell-
marker sniffer.
I'm a marker
I
sniffer. I
am
have
so glad you
I
cleared
actually
that
have a
up.
long history of marker sniffing. So I was curious and I was smelling the dark green side of my marker. I was like, I wonder if the other side smells the same. And I sniffed it and was like, oh, it doesn't. This
Are
is
you
weird.
just trying to get us to all
I
sniff our
agree. The
markers?
purple and the light pink are a little bit different.
Yeah, my purple and red are different too. It's weird.
So
I'm
yeah.
wafting the smell. I'm
Wafting.
not huffing.
Huff
Wafting.
the marker.
I'm
Sven.
not going to huff the marker.
Is
Draw
no one
in
else
your
at this
nose.
table besides me a marker huffer?
Not normally.
I'm
Yeah,
a
I
candle
normally
huffer.
don't.
That
I
That's
do-
candles.
I know, but
I
that
do
is
love-
a form of substance abuse.
I do love the smell of markers, but I don't actively just.
Okay, so
what about
story time.
gasoline?
I love the smell of gasoline.
Yeah,
I won't lie. I do too.
I don't
When
like
I was
it.
a kid,
good.
there was a
Kerosene.
certain marker in our house that I would purposefully just sniff. And I think that says a lot about
I'm
me.
gonna say you're not really a huffer. That's different.
There are two types of children in this world.
Okay, if she's-
ones that eat glue and one that huff markers.
if she's been doing this since then that probably makes her a huffer.
I
That sounds rude.
I have an addictive personality, so
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
no.
when I was a kid, we had fruit scented colored pencils.
Yeah.
did you guys ever have the fruit scented markers?
Yes.
Yes.
I love
I've heard that.
those.
Those
No.
are good.
It's fruit scented markers are like candy flavored cigarettes.
I hate those. They're just sugar on a stick.
I bought
They
some
really
recently.
They're
Are you
not.
talking
Found
about
them.
the candy
Yeah, they weren't
cigarettes?
bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, candy flavored cigarettes.
Candy flavored
So,
cigarettes.
Cigarettes,
um,
but they're candy flavored.
So last
That's a vape.
Christmas,
Yeah.
I was shopping and I found some of those. And so my dad doesn't want Christmas presents, but he smokes. So I bought him a pack of candy cigarettes.
That's funny.
I love that.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
if he liked it or not.
I think it's
a great,
hilarious.
It's
Hey,
great.
it's okay. Last
the
Christmas,
joke,
I got
that's
my
enough.
dad a potato. I'm not kidding. I wrapped a potato and gave it to him for
That's
Christmas.
quite
Is your
wonderful.
dad a vegetable?
No, but he looked at me and said, "My kids are stupid."
Well, I mean,
Potato.
It's a potato.
it is.
You're a potato.
But you gave him infinite food.
I mean, I guess.
There's so many ways that you can prepare a potato.
And potatoes are so easy to grow. You just cut it in half and plant one
Tell
half.
that to the
Yeah.
Irish.
That's
that
that's
was a
different.
period in time.
We are not making jokes about an awful thing.
too soon.
Don't make jokes about my ancestors.
They're my
Speaking-
ancestors too.
Speaking of foreigners taking all of the good food, let's get back to this festival. We're going to go ahead and pick it up right where we left off with the three partiers at the festival.
It's a rave.
I've got a tie around my head. Don't know where I got the tie, but wrapped around my
Aren't
head.
you wearing a tie? You wear like
No.
a suit,
All the time.
right?
It's Alward's tie.
You wear a tie?
Oh my.
I don't wear a tie.
I had a tie in my pocket.
Why?
Why?
in
It's
case I
actually one of
needed
the
it.
blindfolds.
There we go.
Now I wear it for
He's
fun.
half blindfolded. He's got it over his right eye like an eye patch.
All right, where's the donkey? I need to pin the tail.
Just partying with kobolds.
Drinking my cold brew.
Stop.
It's
I
written in
liked
my
it.
notes now.
So the party's been going down. It's kind of quieted down a little bit. It was already starting to lose steam a little bit when Uver went to go talk to Alward, but
I was gonna say, is that because all the kobolds are passing out?
that was what I was going to say.
It's a little cold.
Yes, the party is fizzling out because the kobolds are not quite as able to carry as much liquor as Neros and Zephyr are.
I mean, they are smaller.
You got to cut them some slack.
But also Zephyr is smaller.
They didn't even know what they had.
Until they lost it.
Well, they lost something.
Their
3
will.
barrels later.
At this point, we've
I
got
think this is
maybe
alcohol.
6 or 7 kobolds who are still capable of dancing. And about 8 that are still conscious but not quite able to dance.
You guys are the goats.
All right, so there are 7 kobolds that are still dancing and 8 that are conscious but are unable to dance. The remainder are either unconscious from alcohol or building a bridge.
I imagine as we're starting to die down ourselves and we're starting to head over to bed, I'm going to kind of walk up to the two of them, Zephyr and
Neros.
Zephyr and Neros, and I'm going to take them into the little hut, the little guest house that we can fit
Their
in.
room for all of us in there.
But my tent is over there.
So, you know, when you're like in middle school and they take that big parachute and everybody runs and catches
Yeah.
up a bunch of air and they all sit down, it kind of feels like that. Like there's enough room,
It's like
but
a-
like if you move around too much,
it's
the
like a-
structural integrity will suffer.
It's
Oh,
a little
no.
fort. And she's got like a towel, a little wet like washcloth, to, like, you know, to wipe her face and whatnot, because it's not a great time in this lava volcano place.
Oh, and alcohol makes you warmer.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And she looks at you guys. She's like, "You didn't hear my story."
Well, we heard it, but we didn't.
I understand.
Yeah.
I feel so sad right now, and I want to talk about it.
From the story?
Yes.
Or from the drinking.
Yes.
Oh. It does, yeah, it does do that.
So, can I talk to you guys about some stuff? You guys
Sure,
have been so nice.
I'm all
Yeah,
ears.
go for it.
But do you mind if I ask questions? I have a hard time following, and I have to.
Yeah, sure. It's fine. I was reminded of lots of stuff after I almost died, and I told the story of. I told them about myself, and I haven't really told any of you much about myself.
I mean, we did just meet you.
It's true.
Did you say you almost died?
Yes.
With the lava monster.
Oh, yes, that
Literally,
time.
like,
I thought it was
4
part of
hours
the
ago.
story.
Also, she motions to her missing arm. I also almost died that time too. I was reminded a lot of my childhood. I was a wee lass. I had to. I killed my mom. When I was born. When I was born, I killed my mom. She died during the birth. And my father was out at war, so I was alone. Are you guys okay?
No.
This is Hamir's daughter.
This is Val.
Let him cook.
I was raised by the village. and they taught me how to love and how to make things, and I felt loved by so many people there. And then when my father came back, he took me away and he kept me from them, kept me locked away or he'd make me go with him to the graveyard when he was working.
Did he work at the graveyard?
Yes,
Oh.
he was a grave tender.
That makes sense.
Yes.
As to, working there.
But he didn't really care for the gods at all, so I took that upon myself, and I was bored, so I learned about Pharasma and read about all the rites and stuff. But he didn't like that I had a worship of Shelyn and Pharasma. He always tried to control me, but I rebelled a lot, and I said and I did a lot of things that I regret. And I was only able to actually leave because of Cornelius. He was rummaging through the house, and he offered me a future. And when I almost died, all I could think about was how much I hate my father. And that makes me hate myself some. I swore an oath to be, of redemption, and I'm supposed to want everyone to be redeemed, but I don't want him to be redeemed. I just want him to. I don't know what I want him to do, but I don't want him to. I don't know. Just get away with it. That's how it feels to me. When I felt that anger from your locket, a lot of this came back to my mind, back into my head, and I don't really know what to do right now. I feel like I keep failing at things since I've been here. Like I keep messing everything up, and I don't really know who I am anymore. But I finally feel like I found something again, like a family or something with you guys that I really care about. And I just keep feeling like I've only ever let you guys down, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do now.
In our band of misfits, I don't think it's possible to let each other down, because we all make mistakes. I've made many. We just do our best and hope for the best outcome. Sorry, it's a Freudian slip.
Wait, I missed that. What did you say? What was the Freudian slip?
Do our best and hope for the best income.
Oh, okay.
And Val's just kind of crying at this point, huddled up in the corner of this small little room. She's very big.
I don't know how you found a corner of a round room, but I will join you.
I'm gonna shuffle over and just. Do you like hugs?
Yes.
I'm gonna hug her.
Well, thank you. And she wipes away some stuff with the towel, and her face paint's coming off. And you do indeed see a tattoo under her right eye, just like Hamir's.
Trying to gaslight us into making
Freaking
believe that it's not
knew
Hamir's
it.
daughter.
I was gonna wait longer, but this felt like a good moment.
Did-
Son of a biscuit.
Did-
Oh, what was your father's name? Just out of curiosity.
I'm not supposed to tell you,
Why?
'cause I'm not supposed to. Cornelius said it'd be easier if I didn't say anything.
Okay, well, you've already spoken about your family, sort. Yeah, you have.
Well,
I'm just curious.
Well, I don't want to lie to you guys because I like you all a lot. But, yeah, my father was he was Hamir, like, who I guess you guys traveled with him, and that felt really weird. So I didn't. I don't want to ever be as. I thought you guys might hate me if you thought I was related to him.
No,
because he's so awful.
We wouldn't hate you.
He
At
did
all.
I hate
abandon
him
us.
a lot.
He
I'm not
abandoned us
supposed to.
looking for her.
Yeah, I heard he is looking for me, and that made me scared.
What?
So were you and Joel this whole time?
No, I've been out traveling with Cornelius. We've been doing things.
I need to
Years.
talk to my informant.
So, have you been purposefully trying to cover your tracks so he can't find you?
Cornelius said he'd take care of it.
Ah.
Well, he is all eyes.
He's been kind of
Keep
good
his
to
eye
me.
on things.
Stop.
He's been more trustworthy than Hamir was, but, you know, Cornelius isn't always the best at things. But, yeah, my real name is Hertha, not Val.
So why did you go with Val?
I don't know, really. Just felt like the right thing to say. My bird, Sigrun, I named her after my mom, because I feel safe when I'm with her.
Well, if it helps, my name wasn't always Zephyr.
Oh, it seems so natural for you.
What? Are you? Is she crying again?
Yes.
I mean, I changed my name too when something traumatic happened.
Oh,
What?
I'm so sorry.
It wasn't too much different. It was Zephyr.
I love that.
That's
Petite.
my gosh.
That's a beautiful name, too.
Thank you.
Did I ever tell you you have kind eyes?
I think so, actually. A few days ago, maybe a week, when I first met you.
Oh, right. I remember that.
I do too. I don't get a lot of compliments. Mostly,
Well, they are red. Can be a little bit, jarring.
they're the most colorful part of my body if you don't count white as a color. I should say gray.
Do you ever feel like other people have grand ideas for you, and you're just like a painting that other people filled the canvas of, and there's no room for your own work?
Is that the way you feel?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I'm sorry that that's how you feel.
Sorry.
That you don't feel like you can, do what you want.
Well, I say forget that. We don't need instructions. I say color outside the lines. If something
Yeah.
happens, just leave. And do what you want. Do what drives you.
I guess that's kind of what I've been doing.
Who are you referring to that has these grand ideas for your life?
Well, Hamir is always very controlling, but also Cornelius.
Cornelius.
He's always just kind of had something to do next. I just follow him along, and he's always got something. It's the next thing after the next. Well, when to find you guys was the first time he didn't just have another thing for us to go do.
Well, maybe this is your time to do what you want to do.
I guess so. And now, Pharasma seems like she's got all these things for me to do. And I don't know how to feel about that either. Sheldon's been kind of quieter, but Pharasma's been more active, feels like.
Did you know about us and the history with your father before you came to seek us out?
No, Tarav never mentioned it. But well, you guys mentioned it pretty quickly after I met you.
Well, it was pretty quick before we met you that it happened, so...
Right, that's what I heard. I'm very grateful for that.
We haven't had a lot of leadership since Hamir.
What about Alward?
Um,
He's so smart. I thought he was the boss.
He's smart.
He signs
yes.
contracts. That's
He's-
got to be
But
leadership
he's
material.
he's a nervous man.
He has an element, and he stays with that element.
Saphira, you're very driven.
Only when it involves certain things.
Oh. We've all got different strengths.
We do, but sometimes it does feel like all of our strengths are pulling at each other. We don't quite have... Well, I don't know why I'm bringing this up. I just feel that without Hamir and you talking about leadership, we don't have a great lead.
Oh. That seems kind of harsh, because I thought Alward was in charge, and he seems pretty good to me, and now maybe he's not. I don't know.
Do you think Cornelius could help us with...
He has a lot of ideas. Cornelius has always been good about leading me around. He's always got plans upon plans, it feels like, so maybe he has ideas. But he's not a talker. And he can be awfully rude.
I mean, I can too.
That's true. We
Doesn't
can all be
matter.
kind of mean. Does Uver remind you of Hamir sometimes? He kind of scares me sometimes. No?
No.
Okay.
He's really
It
harmless.
must just be me then.
I mean, he scares me too, but he is harmless.
Okay.
Except to, things he's killing.
This is such a weird group. I thought you guys were going to be so much more organized when I was told about you. And
Who told you? Oh, wait, Trov. I'm sorry.
He-
I was listening,
it's
definitely.
just- I don't mind what I've got here with you all, but it's just not what I was expecting.
I feel like he stretches the truth sometimes.
He's such a nice man.
Just a smidge.
Well, none of this is what I was expecting.
He helped me find my arm.
Your arm?
My new arm. He helped
your
me get
new
it.
arm?
Yes.
What happened to your old arm? Like,
it-
where is it?
I lost it.
Why'd you
How
lose
do you
it?
just lose it?
It was eaten.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's... yep, that could make you lose an
It's
arm.
bitten right off.
Bye.
I think she's relived plenty of traumatic events.
Oh,
tonight.
sorry. I was just curious.
I don't really remember. Maybe just... I don't know. I know it's missing. Obviously. I could just because I'm drunk.
You are that, sweetheart.
I've never been drunk before.
You've never... Oh, no. What have I done?
Cornelius said it wasn't a good idea, but that he could because he wasn't protecting me. I was protecting him.
Well, what did I tell you? Make your own path, color outside the lines, do what you want.
It's true.
It makes life more interesting.
It does.
Yeah. I guess so. Thanks, you two. You've been so kind and really starting to feel like a family like I had when I was raised by my dad. Not my father.
That it's a dysfunctional family.
I don't really have a good basis, so it's functional to me.
I mean, aren't all families dysfunctional?
I don't
In
know.
a way.
Maybe. Was
I don't know.
No. You don't. Right. You don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
Well, now, how did you... we're just spilling it out on the table today. How
Oh.
did you grow up, Neros?
In an orphanage.
Well, you had the orphanage family, didn't you?
Sure.
I mean, unless it was an orphanage of one.
No, I mean,
Or at least two. Hopefully there was a parent.
don't know if I really want to get into this.
That's okay.
No, it's
We
fine.
can't make this all about you.
I mean, we can.
It's true. On both accounts.
No, so, you know, do you know the basics? I was left at the doorstep
I
of an orphanage
believe
when I was a baby.
I gleaned some when we were looking at an envelope and Uver was looking at it and I
Yeah.
was trying to see it.
I don't remember. Anyway,
One mention of Uver and just I don't remember.
I don't remember. I do not understand. So, I was raised in an orphanage. All that. As a baby, I was left on this doorstep of an orphanage. All that I had was a letter with a seal on it.
Which
all I-
was the letter that I saw.
It says the letter. Yeah. So I watched other kids leave with other families. I never did. Because, and she lifts her hands, because of these.
What's wrong with the people? I think they're really beautiful.
No, the main reaction I've gotten from them is fear.
Oh,
Yeah, they started happening when I was a young kid. And I never really knew why. And then one day I could suddenly like cast little bitty cantrips.
oh. Val kind of leans over a bit. She's like, I think they're beautiful. I think they add to your beauty and are very unique and interesting.
Thank you.
I mean, I think they're pretty rad.
But I mean, it wasn't fully like this. I mean, it started with my fingertips, and the older I've gotten, the more of my arms the black is consumed.
Do you think over time it'll
What?
spread everywhere?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe.
Are there many Kyle that look like that?
I don't think so.
What do I look like?
You look like that, but not. You don't have the black. You look more grayish, translucency, and
I
small.
was gonna ask you about the hair dyeing thing. Do you think it would work on mine? I don't even
I really
think...
like your hair as it is. I think it's fine. But I think you could probably go for like a gold or a black could work. Maybe
Got this whole monochrome thing going on. I mean, besides the red.
Ooh, yeah.
I think a blue would look nice, says a kobold who's walking into the tent doors with 3 blankets.
You understand common? I mean, Skuld?
I do.
That would have been nice earlier when we needed a translator.
She starts crying.
I'm sorry.
She takes the blanket.
Did they send you specifically because you could understand us?
Yes.
Let's not get too distracted by our friend. Please join us.
Would you like to sit down too?
I brought an extra blanket for me.
Would
She
you like
wraps
to-
it around herself.
Would
and
you
sits
also
down
like to
with
share
me.
your traumatic backstory?
Well, you see,
It's okay.
Well, I'll
you
wait
can
my
just
turn.
Listen. So, and then you got too old for the orphanage.
Yeah.
And just
Aged out
aged out.
when I
And
left.
you've just been on your own.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple friends here and there, but I mean, yeah, mainly been on my own. And I mean, for a little bit now, I've been trying to figure out who the heck my family is.
Right. You've got
And
the
it's kind of hard when all you have is a letter and a seal on the
and
letter.
a locket.
Yeah, I didn't get that till a little bit ago. Just kind of showed up. I told you.
Oh right, you
Corvus.
mentioned that the bird, the psychopomp.
Assuming it's a
Assuming
psycho.
the alleged.
The alleged. Yeah.
May I see the seal? I
Sure.
don't think I ever got to see
I
it.
don't think. Yeah. So yeah, I'll hand it over.
I guess I should look too. I've
Do
been
I
around.
recognize Jordy? Do I recognize it at all?
make a society check.
Do I recognize it?
Make a society check.
Can I just recognize it?
Are you turning in a hero point for that?
No, I was turning to
No,
the side.
Sam.
Oh.
Don't judge me.
I don't want you to waste a
Oh.
hero point on
Yeah, that's
that.
fine.
Oh yeah, those are the
19.
extras from.
I don't think I've made a
That's
society
fine.
check on
22.
If I roll a third time, it's better.
A 19 and a 22. Unfortunately, you don't recognize it.
What does it look like?
It's a black seal.
Wow.
It's very simple. It's of a raven flying over a moon.
Oh,
That kind
like,
of looks like Rustford.
looks like Sigurd.
So yeah, when you showed up with a bunch of raven regalia,
Oh, right.
that's
my
why I
armor.
had a bunch of questions.
Rustford, do you recognize this symbol?
Rustaford pokes his head out. Looks like a raven flying over a moon.
He's no help.
Get back in there.
No, the raven stuff. I've just always felt drawn to Pharasma towards this particular animal. And then I think she blessed me with Sigurd, who saved my life in the barrows. And so now I've just been even closer to them.
How do you save your life?
I was fighting an undead creature. and he broke my weapon, and I was on the ground, and he was about to kill me, but Sigrun flew in and knocked the glaive over so I could grab it and use it to defend myself. And then I killed the creature with it.
It's a good bird.
Yeah, she saved my life, and I've always felt so safe with her, so I named her Sigrun.
This is a sensitive question.
Oh, okay.
But what happens if we run into your father?
Oh, that's a good question, though.
I hope I can maybe just sidestep and hide. He might not even recognize
You
me.
may want to cover your face markings up again.
I usually do
I do believe
with my
they've-
face paint.
It's come off a little.
Oh, that makes sense. I washed my face with a wet towel. What about you?
Oh, I don't
haven't-
wash
no,
my face.
I haven't heard much about your family or how you grew up.
I haven't either,
Sophia,
to be honest.
if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
Well, info dump time. So, many years ago,
When I was a boy.
when I was a boy, it was actually about 10, 15 years. I can't remember exactly. I'm going to skip the story for now. They are no longer with us.
Oh,
What's Val pulls you
Any
in
of
for a closer hug.
any of them.
It's okay if you don't want to talk about it.
Well,
Are you an orphan too?
I think I skipped that step.
He was too old to be an orphan.
See, after I discovered them, I left immediately, and I've been on my own since.
How old were you?
12.
Yeah, you're an
10.
orphan.
No, I skipped that step.
So you had to.
How do you skip that step?
You don't become guardianed.
No. You're an orphan if you're a child and your parents, then your family dies. You're an orphan.
So in a way, we've all kind of had to grow up alone.
Yes.
Alward's lucky. He's got a nice family.
Yeah.
Did you know what happened to his father?
No, I don't. I only briefly met his family.
So it was Hamir that actually killed Alward's father.
Oh, I feel so bad. Wait, don't tell Alward, please.
I think
Ben,
Alwood
think
knows.
he already knows.
No, that
Oh,
I'm
who you
Hamir's
are?
daughter.
Oh,
I
no,
don't know if that would get well for
No,
him.
your secret's safe with us.
He
It's
might
alright.
hate me. I don't want that.
unless you get drunk again.
That's true.
I can't stop that.
So it's two families that Hamir's taken from people. At least.
If there were 11 others,
What?
maybe.
I'm confused.
So the story goes like this. When he was a boy.
Wait, I thought we were talking about Zephyr.
No, see, Hamir, I believe something came over him when he was doing the war thing, and he ended up killing 11 others, I think, or maybe they killed themselves, amongst themselves, like one or the other, domino effect. Really the best assassination plot I can think of, but
What?
the moral of the story is there were a lot of families that were torn apart that night, and I believe that he would have not done that if he had the chance.
I see. war's been awful gruesome to lots of people. And maybe that explains a bit about him, but it doesn't excuse him. Things he's done.
I don't think it is him.
What?
Any time that he expressed any type of violence or anger, he always had this weird aura about him. A green fog, a haze in his eyes. He didn't seem like himself. He always seemed to try to do the right thing, but when this happened, he just turned into a different person.
I saw that once. It was Charles.
Yes, exactly.
I always felt like he cared more about it than me. But he always seemed a little not there. Or like he was talking to someone that wasn't there.
13 others, if I'm not mistaken.
What, he was being haunted or something?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
I see. So he came home, found out his wife, my mother, was dead. Stole me away from where I was happy. And just ignored me. And wanted to control me. While talking to a bunch of ghosts. And holding on to a chalice. That spews green mist. That makes him different.
That pretty much sums it up, yeah.
I don't like it.
I didn't either.
Now that you mention it, it wasn't ideal. I don't know how to move on from that subject, so I'm just,
I'm getting tired.
I'm sorry, me too.
I love you guys. Thank you. That she gives you
She
both.
is that kind of drunk.
She gives the three of you, including the
Three of
kobolds,
us. Oh yeah, the
kobold.
kobold.
a big hug, and then she kind of leans back and falls asleep.
The kobold kind of startles awake from the hug, but then readily accepts it.
And then she just falls asleep.
Remind me never to encourage her to drink again.
And with that, we'll switch over to the other two. We're going to pick it up right where they left off. Uver had just felt an itching sensation on his shoulder when he had only felt previously right after discovering the room full of runes at the beginning of the story.
As Uver suddenly feels that sensation, I imagine he remembers the last time it happened. And outward, you'll see him suddenly just... At first, it'll just be like a moment, then suddenly you'll see him stop and put his hand on his left shoulder, and you'll just hear him, "It's happening again," but in response to, and you'll see him just kind of pull his robe down just to expose his shoulder.
Oh my.
And kind of like realizing Howard's there, says, the runes on my body are reacting somehow. It happened the same as in the room. It was all the other runes. The bean room, chicken room, the room of the statue.
I know.
Bean chicken.
I know what room you're talking about, Uwe. I just don't remember it occurring there. I don't think you mentioned anything.
I didn't mention it, but when I walked into that room the first time, I felt a feeling that they reacted of some sort. It feels like a burning itch.
Is it still itching?
The itch is sort of subsiding now.
Yes, but can I tell like which rune on my shoulder was
Mhm.
itching?
It is immediately adjacent to the previous rune that itched.
Uh-huh. Does it match the one on the brooch?
It does not.
He points to it, says, this one here is the one that I feel now. The one next to it was what I felt when I walked into the other room.
What I'm about to say might sound odd, but please understand, what I'm about to ask, I'm doing so in the most respected and professional manner it can. Can you take off the rest of your shirt?
Take it off. I'm sorry.
Uver, far from looking like, what the heck is that question, or looking offended or anything, actually understands what you're asking. And he's like, of course. And you see him, he kind of just peels off the top layer like,
Oh.
How old are you? How wrinkly is your skin?
300, and it doesn't look like a
300
300-year-old
He's
dwarf.
a very ripped dwarf.
In fact, I would say he does actually look very much in shape. Something you would see a dwarf of 150.
Yeah.
Yeah. A dwarf that's
In
not
their
quite
prime.
in his prime, but
Spry young man.
yeah.
A middle-aged physique.
Yeah, a middle-aged physique.
We don't have much time. We still need to get sleep tonight. But I'm going to see if I can't find any rune on your body that matches what's on this brooch, and then any rune on your body that matches the one rune I was able to transcribe.
Please try if you can find something. And he just kind of gestures to like, well.
I need you to T-pose for me.
Arms up.
Alward, as you make your investigation, I'd like you to roll a perception check.
While he's rolling a perception check.
Kind of
So
what
that
perception
means
is.
Uver has a dad bod?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You look half his age.
I mean, define dad bod?
Not scrawny, not fat, just kind
A
of
little bit of a gut.
a comfortable center.
Think
Natural 20.
heck.
To 30 at most.
Nice.
Dad bod for the win.
Alward, comparing with your notes, with the part you were able to transcribe, you're like going along, looking at a spot on Uver's back, and then you just like an instinct, a feeling, makes you stop, and you turn your notes upside down, and then you see a match.
Oh, all this time.
And it's just, I need you to flip upside down. Stand on your hand.
Do a
Tie his
headstand.
legs and tie him up to the seat.
And
Is it-
because of your critical success, you get a flash of insight. And you realize that with the rune that you're comparing against Uver's back and the one that was engraved on the brooch, you realize this isn't just letters. The primary usage of this runic language seems to be more lexicograms. So one rune would be an entire meaning of a word.
I had a feeling.
And the brooch seems to be an exception, that it has one letter.
Upon seeing this, Howard's just going to sort of stare at your back for a little bit. And you're going to notice he stopped moving, and he's sort of just like trying to trace like one line on your back and then one line on my page and then one, and he sort of forgot that you're a person. And he's like, you're just like a wall. And then he's like, so this isn't, they're not letters. So each one of these, which makes a lot of sense, but each one of these most likely can mean a whole like a whole thing, if that makes sense. So like this one could mean like the whole concept of like a battle or a fight, like a small story.
That makes a lot of sense, like a lexigram. Or
I
something.
don't even know if that's the real word.
Is it? Well, fix it so I can.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Okay. Like a lexigram. or something. A way where each rune is its own meaning.
And you said the last time, when was the last time this happened?
When I was studying a few minutes ago, when I was studying the brooch with you, talking with you.
Sorry, when was the last time before that?
The only other time that a singular rune reacted in such a way was after we saw that room of runes. Say that 3 times fast. And every other time I've had a reaction of sorts has been rather unpleasant, but when I put on the helmet, all of them reacted as if they were angry or I don't know a good way to describe it, and honestly that is not a nice memory.
Sorry, I'm freaking out. Go ahead.
We should have done this closed. Abby's thinking, she's figuring too much out.
Actually, these would have been interesting closed.
would've
Especially without eye reveal.
Anyway.
only somewhat more recently, whenever this happened, and he casts shield, and you see a rune on his other shoulder light up, actually kind of green, like power flows from it, and you see the effects of shield.
Now, I could be just shooting in the dark. In fact, I'm almost positive because I don't know what any of these mean. But what if, in place of your memory, that's what these runes are? If that makes sense.
I suppose that could be, but I didn't really gain a memory from when I could be able to use this rune here, which I suppose we can assume means something about protection or something. I haven't noticed another effect. I haven't had memories suddenly come back. I wish they did.
I'm not saying... I'm saying, that every memory you lost would be the... It's fine. Like I said, it was most likely a shot in the dark.
Well, it is not... I don't think it is a bad shot. I just have no way of adding to it, unfortunately.
Also, we have a slight progression in maybe eventually being able to transcribe these with, and then I point to the brooch. I'm like, because I'm rather sure this is just a letter, an initial.
If that is... He gestures for the brooch. This is silly. He kind of feels like he says... But he starts holding it up too close to that rune that was feeling itchy just to see if anything would happen. Like if the two got closer or would meet or whatnot.
There doesn't appear to be any reaction.
I don't know why. I legitimately thought you were going to say the tent explodes.
The brooch melts into your eye.
And you see him chuckle. You see him chuckle a little bit and says, "Look at me. That I was hoping that would do something, but I suppose that would be a bit too fortuitous. All of these runes," and he pulls out a book from his pack. And he flips to a few pages, and you just suddenly see these runes just transcribed row by row on the page. Not chicken scratch.
So, Alward, you actually do see that the runes were transcribed well. To you, it's just like finding them properly, seeing them on Uver's skin, seeing them on the wall in the bean room. He's holding out a notebook of perfectly transcribed runes.
When did this take? When did you do that?
This shortly after I had some appear on my body, many years ago. You can tell this is kind of an old, battered. The outside's battered, but it's a pretty solid book. Shortly after I had these runes appear, I told you when that happened. I transcribed all of them that I could see and in memory until the room with the statue and all on the walls. They were the only type of these runes that I could find. I've not found them anywhere else. Granted, that doesn't mean that's true, but in my recent memory, that is the last time, or the first time I have ever seen these runes of my own body, outside of my own body. And he pulls out a blank page and just very quickly transcribes one of the runes just like off his arm, and it, once again, is perfect.
Can I try to transcribe one of the runes off his arm?
And he's just saying, "See, I can transcribe these just fine," and he holds it up to you.
Alward, go ahead and make a society check.
27.
You and Uver are both aware that your transcription is chicken scratch.
But obviously you can't, and I don't. Wait. Do you want to play... this could be foolish, little practice, but can we try something? Do you have a book, right?
Howard looks in his backpack, and there's like 3 books. Do you want a blank one that I've written in, one that's probably magical?
You have a special book you wanted to try.
That one. And I pull out the probably magical book.
What, if you don't mind my asking, why did you want to try writing these runes in that book?
What's a language that you know that I don't?
Jotun.
Jotun, okay. Can you write some Jotun down for me?
Sure. And he just scribbles out, "Hello, my name is Uver."
I'm going to flip to an empty page and pass the Draconic I've been writing down and mimic your writing. And as I do that, every time a phrase or a letter or however the book translated it is written down, on the page opposite it, it translates it into Taldane.
That is interesting. That is a wonderful book.
It was a gift. Well, an heirloom, really.
Truly. Well, I don't know if this would work. It has to be you that writes it, yes? I suppose?
I assume. I haven't really tried it with anyone else. It comes from my father and his line of family, so I'm protective of it. I don't really like people to touch it.
Would you be so kind?
Howard stops and thinks for way longer than it should to answer that question.
Uver just patiently waits.
Sure. And he hands it over, but when you go to grab it, he's holding on to it really tightly.
He just Uver. Is there a little desk or something, a little chair?
This whole time, Alward has had a floating disc of magic.
Oh, perfect. Uver just slowly places it on there, looks at the 2 runes that have had a reaction, and tries to start writing in the book, or transcribing those 2 runes in the book.
So you begin moving, say, the quill down towards the page of the book. And the closer the quill gets, the more you have a growing sense of unease, like you're doing something you really shouldn't do. There's a sense of just impropriety about what you're undertaking.
Right before the quill is going to touch the page, you see this frown just starting to form on Uver's face, and you see him kind of shake it off, and he's about to write, and then he just stops and he says, "This isn't right. This I don't know what about this isn't right, but I don't think any good would come if I tried it."
If it helps, when I did the charcoal rubbing, it just made a black page on the other side. I can't show you because it's gone, but...
He hands you the quill, and then he grabs your hand.
So forward.
And then he says, "Humor me," as he takes your hand and like an adult teaching a child to write, starts trying to transcribe the rune on the page using your hand.
Ooh. He's combined it.
Out of all of the things that I thought you guys were going to do today.
Hey!
Which rune are you transcribing, you said?
I'll say the...
Quick, end the episode.
We'll say the one that recently had a reaction since it's fresh on his memory.
The one that was
just itching.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As you do that, with intense focus, you're guiding Alward's hand, and everything is pulling together. The rune is looking right to Uver. The rune is looking right to Alward. You're feeling a sense of sluggishness, like you're trying to push through pudding to write, but you're able to complete writing the rune. And then slowly, more slowly than ever, in a very dramatic slow motion, the opposite side of the book writes out the word teacher. I need both of you to make will saves.
Oh no!
What?
What did you do, Sven?
I don't know! Good thing neither of you are good at will.
I'm give away that one.
I'm freaking out.
Oh yeah.
So it went from a 2 to an 18 plus 12, so 30.
25.
You both pass, so you only take 4 mental damage each. As you feel like your brain is a sponge that someone just stuck a funnel in and then put a hose in the funnel. Like there's just too much that's being forced into your mind, and you both pass out.
Whoa.
I don't like that. Now I get memory problems.
Too much to drink, eh?
Everything goes black for a bit. And we just hear in the blackness, scrape. Scrape. Petite.
Oh
Zephyr is dreaming.
Oh no.
No, I'm not.
Scrape. Scrape. Out of the blackness, slowly a bit of a light comes on. It's not really enough to really see, but you can make out the silhouette of a long, grotesquely overly long hand with like 3-inch long sharpened fingernails just scraping the top of a writing desk. And you hear a familiar voice. So, little rabbit, you think you've found yourself a new family. Well, you'll never have a family unless you speak with me. What? And the grotesquely long fingers snuff out a candle and leave us in darkness. What? And we'll see you all in the next episode.
All right, all for killing the big Grossman. Yeah, okay.
Well, okay, hold. Hear
Nope,
me out.
all for murdering him.
My right leg has goosebumps. Only that.
Oh, that was amazing.
All right, Sven, you got the hero point for this episode for genuinely coming up with a solution that I had not thought of and unlocking story development way earlier than I had planned.
Yay!
Break the game. Yeah.
I'm really happy I was able to surprise you, GM. But now I'm really worried. I'm going to go think in a corner.
And we'll see you all in the next episode.
Kobold Village forever.
This has been an Atomic Broadcasting production. Pathfinder, Galarian, and the Lost Omens world setting are copyright of Paizo. More information at paizo.com. Music in the show is from Monument Studios' collection, as well as assorted artists, with some original tracks composed by Jordy Hake. More details in the description. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to share with a friend, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.
This is Val.
It's not Helvetica or whatever it.
Helvetica
font.
Well, let me keep talking.